Anger can rise fast. Sometimes it starts with frustration, sometimes with disrespect, sometimes with hurt. And before you know it, your words are sharp, your thoughts are boiling, and the damage is already done. The truth is, anger itself is not always the sin, but unmanaged anger can quickly lead to sinful words, broken relationships, and deep regret. That is why learning to handle anger God's way is so important. Because if anger controls you, it can destroy things in minutes that took years to build. The good news is this: God does not just tell you to calm down, He gives you wisdom to master anger before anger masters you. Here are 5 biblical ways to control anger. And stay to the end because the bonus step is one of the most powerful keys to lasting peace. 1. Be quick to listen and slow to react. One of the biggest reasons anger explodes is because reaction happens before understanding. You hear something, you assume the worst, you fire back. But James 1:19 says to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. That is a powerful order. Listen first, speak second. Anger slows down when you stop rushing to respond. Sometimes what you need most in a heated moment is not a stronger argument, it is a slower reaction. 2. Do not let anger sit too long. Anger grows when it is fed. You replay the moment, you rehearse the offense, you build the case in your mind, and what started as irritation becomes resentment. Ephesians 4:26 says, "Do not let the sun go down on your anger." In other words, deal with it before it hardens. Unresolved anger does not stay small. It settles in. And when anger settles in, bitterness begins to grow. Healthy anger is addressed. Toxic anger is stored. 3. Learn the power of a soft answer. When tempers rise, harsh words usually make everything worse. You may feel strong in the moment, but sharp words often multiply damage. Proverbs 15:1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." That doesn't mean being weak, it means being wise. A gentle response can stop an argument from growing. It can lower the temperature. It can keep a tense moment from becoming destructive. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who chooses gentleness. 4. Pause and bring your anger before God. Anger often wants immediate release. You want to vent. You want to prove your point right now. But Psalm 4:4 gives a better path. Be angry, but do not sin. Search your heart. Be still. That pause matters because when you stop and bring your anger to God first, you create space for wisdom. Prayer slows the fire. It helps you separate real hurt from impulsive reaction. Not every strong feeling needs instant expression. Sometimes holiness begins with a pause. 5. Choose forgiveness before anger becomes poison. When anger stays alive too long, it turns into something deeper. It becomes poison in the heart. Colossians 3:13 calls believers to forgive as the Lord forgave them. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened, and it doesn't always mean instant trust is restored. But it does mean refusing to let offense keep ruling your heart. If you do not release anger, anger will keep shaping you. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's freedom. Bonus step: trust God with justice instead of trying to carry it all yourself. This may be the deepest key of all. A lot of anger grows because you feel wronged, dismissed, or treated unfairly, and part of you wants to make it right by force. But Romans 12:19 says, "Do not take revenge, leave room for God's wrath." Why is that so powerful? Because peace begins when you stop trying to be the final judge of everything. When you trust Him with justice, you stop carrying a weight that was never meant to be yours. That doesn't mean you ignore wrongdoing. It means you respond with wisdom, not rage.